Alright, so you're probably wondering, what am I doing in this minivan? Well, I ordered my EcoDiesel JL just south of Calgary in Alberta in Western Canada. Because I had this huge plan to do this road trip. I was gonna go up to Northridge 4x4, who I've been dealing with for years and years getting parts. We were gonna do a shop tour. I was gonna pick up a bunch of parts, and then I was gonna drive back through the Rockies. We were gonna stop in Vancouver and meet up with Sean from The Story Till Now and do a stock first off-roading day, literally on day 2 of ownership. So I had placed my order. It's, I believe, one of the, if not the first EcoDiesel to arrive in Canada. So it's not like I could just change my order to one that's local here. That one got shipped, got dropped off at the dealership. The only way for me to get this EcoDiesel now is I've got to drive out. So I rented a minivan. I've loaded it up with food. So I'm gonna drive straight up to Calgary, drop this van off. Scott Bradley from Claresholm Dodge Jeep is going to drive my JL up to Calgary and meet me there. And then I'm gonna turn around and drive straight back home. And I'll show you guys very shortly for you, in many, many hours for me, the new JL. But as someone who is an avid off-road enthusiast, Jeep YouTuber, I wanna give you guys what I think of it. For me, it's about building it, off-roading. So come with me on the drive, and we're gonna head out to Calgary and pick up this new JL. Pretty much the goal for this is to only stop for fuel. And I brought rubber gloves, hand sanitizer. I have a fridge full of food, energy drinks, sandwiches, salad, Pop-Tarts. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have saw that post a little while ago. I've got my sleeping bag in the back in case something happens or I get cold just waiting around for the Jeep. I can keep warm. That's how deep the snow is on the sides of the road. You can barely see the semi trucks going by on the other side. I'm just gonna probably find a rest stop somewhere along the highway. There's lots of rest stops, and I'm gonna have my lunch, I think. Well, I guess this is as good a stop as any to stop for lunch. Pulled over on a quick rest stop right at the top of the Coquihalla, like 4 or 5 feet of snow, and just kind of off on my own here. They know. Didn't take these guys long to show up. Started looking for snacks. Well, after about 4 hours on the road, we're passing through Kamloops, which is slightly less than halfway. How's my hair? I haven't got a haircut in like, I don't know, 5, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. There's nowhere to get a haircut. What's everybody doing for haircuts right now? We just passed through Revelstoke. It's 5 o'clock. So we've been driving for about 6.5 hours now. And next stop after this is Golden, and then we're gonna pass through Banff. So this is pretty much the section where we're going through the Canadian Rocky Mountains. This is probably the most beautiful part of the drive so far. Looks like these avalanche tunnels are covered in snow, and you can see how they work with all the snow on the side of them, going right over the top and right into the valley. So between Revelstoke and Golden is Rogers Pass, which we're going through, which I think is the highest point that we're gonna pass through. Don't quote me on that, but definitely very high snowbanks on the sides of the road and some absolutely beautiful peaks, and you get to see just how amazing the Rocky Mountains are up close. just coming up on Banff now, but it's getting pretty dark to really shoot anything with the GoPro. I think the next time you hear from me, we're gonna be in Calgary. We're pretty close. We're about an hour and a half off. I'm meeting up with Scott at 7:30 in the morning, so I've got probably about 7 hours to kill. Probably maybe just have a little nap in the van. So I've been driving for about 10 hours, so a long day. We're gonna get that EcoDiesel in the morning and turn straight back around and drive right back home. Gotta do what we gotta do. All right, guys. All right, it is just before 7 in the morning. I don't know if you guys can see me. The light's kind of good in here. Got into Calgary last night at like 11 o'clock or so, and I just pulled the van into a Walmart parking lot and went to sleep. I was super tired after driving all day. I gotta go meet Scott here in about 20 minutes. I'm only a few minutes away from where I gotta drop off the minivan, and then we're gonna get the JL. So I'm just warming up the van because it is freezing. It was like, I don't know what it is, but it was like -5 or -6 Celsius last night. And then we're gonna head over and meet up with Scott. Bam, there it is. All right, we went with white, guys. The reason why we went with white, it gives me the most flexibility with accent colors as well. It hides scratches a lot better than any other color, and as many of you know, BC pinstriping on our rigs is a thing. So I went with white this time, but I'm gonna do trail scales and we'll make it look customized. Obviously, we're gonna change up all the wheels. But in case you guys didn't see my video a while ago, speccing it out, let's do a quick walk around of it before we do a quick drive, and then we're gonna end the day and I'm gonna head back home, and I'm gonna give you guys in the next video my initial thoughts after driving it for a little while. So we did go with the steel bumper group, as I mentioned before. So we are gonna put the Warren winch cradle on the front, drop in that Warren Xeon 12S, and we're gonna pull those caps off. Obviously, I went with all LED lighting. I didn't want to have to mess around and go with anything aftermarket. I went with the color match fender flares this time. I did this because if I want to wrap them, it's a lot easier than wrapping the textured black wheels. I didn't even pick wheels. Whatever, they're gone. We already know we got new wheels sitting in the garage from TerraFlex. Those are gonna be swapped off real quick here. Rubicon rock wheels, or Rubicon rock rails stock on the Rubicon, obviously. Steel bumper in the back as well, and we've got the LED tail lights. I didn't go with a lot of options. As you can see as well, we went with the soft top only. I didn't bother going with the hard top because I was just gonna paying for it and then selling it for less than what I paid for it. I'm gonna be looking at going with a fastback here in the near future. But we're just gonna run this for now, and it's a little easier if I bump into a tree. The hard tops get cracked and whatnot. And of course, guys, we have the 3-liter EcoDiesel engine under the hood. So I can't wait to get this out on the highway, see what it's like, and of course, can't wait to get some bigger tires on it to see just how the torquey 3-liter diesel does with some extra rotating weight on it. But we got to get home first before we do any modifications, obviously, and we're gonna get some first drives. Let's take a look inside. So I went with the cloth interior. I didn't go with leather. Not a big fan of leather in my rig for off-roading. I find that these are just a little bit better when they get hit with the sun or it's colder, and I don't know, leather just seems too fancy for me in a Jeep. And we upgraded the stereo to the 8.4-inch premium system. I like good tunes when I'm on the trail. I want the bigger screen as well. I have something coming soon because on the Wranglers you can't get a front camera like you can on the gliders, but actually I found a way to do it. So we're going to be doing a mod that I did also need the 8.4-inch screen on there, but we went with the aftermarket power, the larger output alternator. We've got the auxiliary switches. Obviously the Rubicon has front and rear lockers, 4-wheel drive of course because it's a Jeep. We've got all the accessories, power locks, power windows, and we've got the heated steering wheel, which is going to be nice. We're just going to wrap up some paperwork. I've got to drop off the rental car over across the way, and why don't we start it up? What do you think? All right, we got everything loaded in. First starts. Let's take it out for the first drive and see how it is. I'm really excited to see how this torque of this motor, only revving to 45, I think it might be 4,600 RPM or 4,400 RPM, but not very high, but it's supposed to be torquey. It's freezing cold here. It's great. I've got the heated steering wheel turned on, heated seat keeping me warm. I think that turns on automatically because it's -3 degrees Celsius. And yeah, let's take it for a quick drive, give some initial impressions, and then I'm going to cut this video off and I'm going to make my way back to Victoria. And along the way, I'm going to shoot some, I'm going to take some more in-depth review and thoughts of driving it after driving it for 12 hours while I'm going. So let's get rolling. So just right off the bat, my initial thoughts is it is torquey. I didn't even realize, and I was up to 100 kilometers an hour on that on-ramp before I even knew it. I'm just gonna navigate my way onto the main highway here in a second, and we'll just see how it does accelerating up to full highway speeds. Woohoo! So there is the 3-liter EcoDiesel, guys. It is headed back to Victoria with me. We're gonna be throwing some mods on this right away, of course. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you wanna see the follow-up video of my first impressions and drive home review. And obviously there's gonna be a whole ton of EcoDiesel content coming to the channel. Lots of mods planned for this. I'm not so sure what we're going to be doing for road trips, but we'll try to get out and hit the trails as soon as we can. So smash that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.